Hello, my name is Scott Wrighton. I serve as the City Manager of Decatur. Today is Wednesday, March 25th, and on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, we're going to begin these short video briefings, sort of like the ones that Governor Pritzker does and the ones that you've seen as well from the White House, except that we're going to give you information that's unique to Decatur and Macon County. We'll have one representative from the city or from other local governments to talk about non-medical and non-public health information, and one representative from the medical and public health community that focuses on those two topics. So to begin, I'm going to introduce to you Brandy Binkley, the Executive Director of the Macon County Health Department.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brandy, and as of Wednesday, March 25th, there are still no confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Macon County. Just know that, like we've been saying, even though we don't have a positive confirmed case, everyone should assume that COVID-19 is here in Macon County and they should behave accordingly. What that means is make sure that you take the proactive measures that we have been promoting and everyone in our community and nation have been promoting. Stay home, especially if you're sick, but stay home unless you absolutely have to go out for some kind of essential function or groceries or something like that. If you are sick, you should be staying home. That being said, if you are sick and having any kind of symptoms, not everyone is going to be tested right now. And that's a nationwide situation. Because of the testing capacity not being there, there are criteria that have to be strictly followed about who can be tested. In order to look at the most current testing criteria, please go to the IDPH website, and they do have that information that you can see. And that way, if it does change, you're able to see the most current information. So if you do have to go out for an essential function or activity, there are certain measures that you can take in order to keep yourself and those around you as healthy as possible. If you are sick, don't go yourself. Send someone in your home that is not sick or have someone deliver items to you. If you do have to go out and you have symptoms, you can wear a mask so that you are not shedding the virus and putting others at harm. Another thing that you can do is wash your hands adequately and frequently for at least 20 seconds with soap and water. If you do not have access to soap and water, you can use hand sanitizer, and it must be at least 60% alcohol based. If you are coughing or sneezing, make sure you do that into a tissue, throw the tissue away, and then wash your hands. If you don't have a tissue handy, you can cough or sneeze into your elbow so that you are not possibly infecting others. Another thing that you can do is make sure you're cleaning frequently touched surfaces. There are lists of disinfectants on the CDC website, so if you're wondering what can be effective, there are resources out there that you can find. There's a lot of things that you can do to do your part. Staying home is one of them. If you do have to go out, take every proactive measure that you possibly can. If you don't know what those are, there are credible resources throughout the internet, online. You can make phone calls. There's paper documents if you don't have access to the internet. Credible resources are the CDC, IDPH, the Macon County Health Department, and of course anything outside of the healthcare realm of guidance you can find from the city and other credible resources that are local. One more thing to point out is that every single day around noon, the health department does put out a release with credible local information. We put that on our Facebook page and also our website. So if you're looking for local information that you know can be trusted, credible, and up to date, please be sure to check that out at maconcountyhealth.org or on our Facebook page, which is Macon County Health Department, Decatur, Illinois. And with that being said, I'll ask for Scott to come back in. Thank you.
Thank you, Brandy. The City of Decatur remains at work. We're one of the essential service providers so that those of you who are staying at home have access to water and sewer, police and fire and traffic control and street maintenance and so forth. But please know that our public buildings are closed to the public, as is true for many other local governments. The city, like all businesses we hope, is practicing ramped up hygiene and social distancing measures. But additionally, we want you to know that the city has adopted what I call an isolation and compartmentalization of work groups strategy to separate them from each other. And we've also moved several of our people off-site in order to maintain continuity of government, even if there's an infection. Although local schools, higher education, and many small businesses have shut down, as far as the city knows, all of our major industrial and manufacturing employees are still operating. We have reached out to all of them to make sure that they are also using internal unit and cell isolation practices to protect the community. City buses continue to operate on their normal routes and schedules. They are cleaned throughout each bus at least twice a day. The police are not stopping people to verify if they have a need to be out. Although, if they stop you for some other law enforcement reason, they may ask you. Of course, Fast food and truck stops remain open, but many traditional dine-in restaurants have adapted to the carry-out, delivery, and curbside pickup arrangement. Many of you maybe have seen these prop up to come up during this emergency. So to help restaurants make this transition, the City of Decatur will help with cones and traffic markings and signs. I'm sure that you've seen some of these around town as well. We are being assisted in this effort by the Dunn Company and by the Macon County Highway Department. So if you're a restaurant that needs a pickup lane, you can call the Public Works Department. We know that many people's incomes have been interrupted by this emergency. So if you can pay your utility bills, you should do so that you don't fall behind or accumulate large outstanding balances. But for those of you who cannot pay your city utility bills, we have temporarily suspended water shutoffs due to non-payment. In the days ahead, the city will announce, probably at these video hearings, at these video events, and at city council meetings, some additional measures designed to help those persons most impacted by this emergency. I believe that Macon County is doing the same thing. If you're a local small business, the state of Illinois has implemented emergency procedures to give additional time for filing of sales taxes, obtaining unemployment benefits, and other small business assistance. Information links to this information can be viewed at the City of Decatur's website, decaturil.gov. I also want to announce that there's going to be a homemade mask drop-off for the next 3 Thursdays beginning tomorrow, Thursday, March 26th, from 1 to 3 p.m. The drop-off site will be at the Decatur Civic Center. Line up on the south side of the Civic Center and the St. Patrick's School on Gary Anderson Plaza, entering from the intersection of Martin Luther King Jr. and Gary Anderson Plaza near the Casey Hall. Local healthcare workers will take delivery. You don't need to get out of your car, and this will continue every Thursday until April 9th. If anyone has questions or information that the whole community needs to hear about COVID-19 at future video briefings like this, please contact my office at the Civic Center or the Macon County Health Department. Thanks for everyone's help and patience. We're all in this together, and together we'll get through it. Thank you.